All right, we're going to look at help with dependent clauses. Start off with, what is a dependent clause? Well, we look at our palm tree here. How is that suspended over water? Well, we know it's dependent on an anchor of roots, right? That's the same with your sentence. A dependent clause is anchored, or it's dependent on the rest of the sentence to make sense. All right, we're going to look at some dependent clauses here. The first thing we need to remember is that you'll need to follow the dependent clause with a comma, then a subject and a verb will be in an independent clause for it to be correct. And remember, an independent clause is simply something that could stand alone as a sentence. It is complete by itself. Think of the roots on the palm tree. That is why you must link a dependent clause to the independent clause. Some possible answers. A good rule to remember is that when you use any of the following words in a statement, you are using a dependent clause. Notice I just used one of the words. I used when you use any of the following words in a statement. I had to put a comma, and then I said you are using a dependent clause. Many students and many writers begin their sentences with one of the following words: if, when, before, while, after, as, since, upon, because, although, though, unless, once, and others that are called subordinate conjunctions. You can see your text for a complete list, and that's a good idea because if you make a list of the words and you know that if you start a sentence with any of those words, you're going to have to follow that clause with a comma and then with an independent clause. All right, on this slide we're going to look at the possibilities. First, we see that we start with the dependent clause, while I studied. Notice we also put a comma after our phrase, and then we link it with the independent clause, I also ate a sandwich. We can say on the next one, when I studied. Again, that's our dependent clause. We have our comma. When I studied what? Well, we could say I took notes, I fell asleep, I felt good about the test, I ate a sandwich. As you can see, there are many things that you could link that to, many other ideas that would change the meaning of the sentence. But what we're trying to do here is practice using dependent clauses in our writing because students typically use them quite a bit. All of us do. And we want to use them correctly. So you can practice through the rest of this list. And then on the next slide, I have some dependent clauses, and there are some blanks for you to fill in. Now you may either use the comment button and type in your correct sentences, or you can also correct them on a piece of paper if you like. And good luck with your writing. I hope this has helped you, and I look forward to seeing your writing in class. All right, these are partial sentences, and I would like you to practice and identify what is missing. If I study hard, what would we have to put after that phrase? Hopefully you said a comma and then some type of action with the subject. If I study hard, I will pass the test. If I study hard, I will feel better about the test. Do the same thing with when I cook dinner. Again, what do you put after dinner? Hopefully you set a comma, and then you tell When I cook dinner, I like to use original ingredients or whatever you want to write after that. Before I did the assignment. While I look for the answers. Because I wanted to pass the test. After I lost my book. Since I had taken notes. I think you're getting it. Now make sure you put a comma after each of the phrases above, and you completed the sentence with an independent clause that would have both a subject and a verb. It would be a clause that could stand alone. If I study hard, I can pass the test. Now you can practice with the rest of the clauses. I would like to see if you can put some in the comments, and you can also write them on a piece of paper. I look forward to reading your work in class. Good luck, and I hope this has helped you with dependent clauses.